After acquiring BlackBerry, TCL seeks to retain and win back the fans of the Canadian company through its new QWERTY-equipped BlackBerry KEYone Android smartphone. But will this also be a worthy contender that would appeal to non-BlackBerry fans as well? And is it worth the price? Hey guys, this is Liz from ManilaShaker.com, and today we'll be talking about a phone that I'm pretty sure some of you might be familiar with, especially those who grew up with the beloved BlackBerry phones. You've guessed it, the BlackBerry KEYone. The BlackBerry KEYone stays classy in black, which may look appealing to both older fans of the BlackBerry series and professionals who may want their phones to have a somewhat conservative look. Holding the phone felt like traveling back to nearly a decade when physical keyboards were on the rave in the cell phone market. It even feels like owning a phone from that time too. The BlackBerry KEYone feels quite bulky compared to most phones in the present time, and it does feel heavy compared to picking up phones from Samsung and Apple, for instance. But despite the chunkiness and weight of the phone, the BlackBerry KEYone's rubbery skin at the back makes the phone feel good in my hands, and I figured it would be hard to accidentally drop it if I carry it around. Speaking of the backlit keyboard, I find it quite interesting to see a touchscreen phone with a physical QWERTY keyboard for a change, especially when today's phones are predominantly focused on touchscreen. The KEYone's touchscreen display works well with little to no visible lags when you use it to scroll up or down documents. Likewise, you can even touch the physical keyboard and scroll through documents and videos just by swiping through the keyboard in any direction. This makes the keyboard serve as an extra trackpad of sorts by scrolling up or down if you want to browse documents or swipe left and right to switch between home pages. And if you also need to work in dim environments, you wouldn't have to worry about lighting because the keypad is backlit. Personally, I find this function redundant because it means you have two ways to swipe a phone, but I do prefer scrolling up or down using a light touch of the keyboard. Nonetheless, loyalists who fell in love with older BlackBerry models would find the touchscreen an interesting choice, along with the iconic BlackBerry keyboard. With a bigger screen and a keyboard, these help the KEYone make better use of productivity apps. I've been a touchscreen user for years, so using the QWERTY keyboard to take down notes after many years of getting used to typing on touchscreens felt odd at first, but after getting used to it, each press of the keys felt satisfying in a way, as if you're working on an actual document. If you're used to taking down notes or sending text messages through BlackBerry Messenger or through SMS using previous BlackBerry keyboards, you'd find that the KEYone is no different. The 4.5-inch display has black bezels, which aren't exactly thin but are relatively okay enough for you to view YouTube videos and video games with if needed. With the bigger screen, it serves as a big change from most previous BlackBerry phones that have slightly smaller screen sizes, and it works best for when you need to view documents and emails. However, it also feels quite disconcerting to play video games or watch movies on a touchscreen phone that also has a physical keyboard at the side. It makes the screen look cramped, which I've noticed while playing Asphalt 8 Airborne and Injustice 2. Playing high-quality games with the KEYone feels fine, but I find that the slightly cramped screen space in what would have been a larger phone with a bigger screen felt a bit distracting. The keys on the keypad also have a familiar click that would make BlackBerry fans feel nostalgic, and pressing each of them feels oddly satisfying. In terms of taking pictures and videos, the camera responds quite well. Having a 13-megapixel camera has already made it quite an improvement compared to its older BlackBerry predecessors. The KEYone camera even comes with its own preset filters and is capable of producing HDR quality pictures. But even though the camera is good enough for you to take pictures with, I still feel like it can do better with more features and future updates. The BlackBerry KEYone has a fairly good speaker at the bottom half of the phone, and it's reasonably loud in maximum volume. With that, the sound is clear and audible enough for you to respond to calls in the middle of a big crowd pretty well, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. We tried using various benchmarks with the KEYone using Antutu and Geekbench tools, and results revealed that the KEYone has a benchmark of 88,888 and 6,666. This means that the KEYone runs relatively slowly when forced to do heavier tasks. Since the BlackBerry KEYone no longer runs on BlackBerry OS, it's interesting to see that the latest BlackBerry incarnation runs on Android 7.1 Nougat for a change. Now that it's powered by Android, it feels like this version of BlackBerry would no longer be restricted in terms of capabilities, and thankfully it makes the BlackBerry KEYone more versatile. The BlackBerry KEYone comes with 32GB worth of internal memory, but expanding its memory is possible with a micro SD card of up to 2TB. For a phone that guarantees charging a full battery life in less than 15 minutes, I'd have to give it to BlackBerry for charging well into 100% around the guaranteed time. Keeping it connected online while playing Asphalt 8 and sending emails at the same time did significantly reduce my battery charge in less than 10 minutes, but browsing through documents while searching the net doesn't take a big chunk out of the battery life. So if you're planning to use the BlackBerry KEYone for typing documents and with a keyboard, you may find yourself using it for this purpose. So expect the battery life to hold up for at least one full day. If you're a big fan of the original BlackBerry, or you want to feel that certain urge of nostalgia coming in, then the BlackBerry KEYone is an interesting choice. Or if you want to know how it feels to have a relatively sturdy smartphone with a keyboard attached instead of attaching gimmicky cases with keyboards patterned after BlackBerry units to your phones, then by all means try it out. Nostalgia aside, I think there are better Android smartphones out there that are worth the same price. I see the possibilities in having BlackBerry phones run on Android though, and total customization with a phone that once won users over with its keyboards will leave you wanting to check it out. But if you really want to look different by being the only person with a physical keyboard out of most smartphone users as of late, then there's no reason for you to not give it a go. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button to check out our other reviews.